Mayegun with the power. Every day, dollar just they get it higher power. Over naira. Still them talk say, make we off mind. But thank God say, Mayegun don't come. So my people make you loud. Oh, yo, yo. Mayegun don't come. Oh, yo, yo. My people make we shout. Oh, yo, yo. Mayegun don't come. Oh, yo, yo. Mayegun don't come, man of the masses. Oh, yo, yo. Mayegun don't come. Oh, yo, yo. Mayegun diary politico. Oh, yo, yo. Mayegun don't come. Oh, yo, yo. This one not day off in mind. Oh, yo, yo. Mayegun don't come. Oh, yo, yo. Person where they do evil, no one make person talk. Them say that Mayegun, that man too they talk. He too they talk. Say Mayegun diary, he they hot like pepper. But every day, then they take money in bulk. Woman picking, they the street they hawk. Still them talk say, make we no talk. But thank God say, Mayegun don't come. So my people make you loud. Oh, yo, yo. Mayegun don't come. Oh, yo, yo. My people make you shout.
It's okay. Walk your hand. It's okay.
Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò.
Mayegun diary, Mayegun number one.
Hello there.
Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò.
Mayegun diary, Mayegun number one.
Mayegun ti dé o, ọ̀rẹ́ ara yìí.
Good morning to you, good afternoon to you, and good evening to you from wherever you are watching from. This is Mayegun Live.
Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Mayegun já wa sí.
Mayegun diary, Mayegun number one.
Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o.
Mayegun diary, Mayegun number one.
Bó bá ṣe é, àní Mayegun máa wí.
Mayegun diary, Mayegun number one.
Ó sì tún ṣe eré wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o.
Mayegun diary, Mayegun number one.
Mayegun diary.
Thank you so much for joining me. Read the caption of the broadcast. Invite your friends, invite your not so friendly friends, and tell them that Mayegun today. Please share the broadcast.
Ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o, kẹgọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu.
Mayegun diary, Mayegun number one.
Àní Mayegun làwa mọ̀ tó dòdòdò.
Mayegun diary, Mayegun number one.
Sorry for the late start.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Today,
Mayegun ti dé.
Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Lórí Facebook.
Mayegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Lórí YouTube.
Mayegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Wọ́n bàbá gbé wúrẹ́.
Mayegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Ijó ìgbádùn.
another interesting night as we wait for others to join us, right? You, as you are joining, like the broadcast, share it, read through so that you can know what we are talking about tonight. Thank you.
Mayegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Ọlọ́pàá ti ń darí bá.
Mayegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o.
Mayegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Òkúra olóṣèlú.
Mayegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Mayegun ti pé.
Mo ti dé. And yes, good morning to you once again. Good afternoon to you and good evening to you from wherever you are watching from. It is Mayegun Live. Although we are starting tonight's broadcast on not so good news, but as some of you will be kind of shocked that Germany has confirmed that indeed they have 14,000 Nigerians ready to be deported back to Nigeria. Now, the story behind this, I mean, the one I've managed to gather, I'll tell you tonight. And if you are watching us from Germany, we would love it tonight, if the time permits, for you to call in and tell us, at least you are living there, that number of Nigerians can be in detention camps that Nigerians who are living in Germany will not know about it. Or maybe there is just never massive media attention on this. From my own findings, it has been a long time problem. In fact, the issue of deportation of Africans, European countries have been making deals with different African countries who are willing and ready to take back those who are identified as their citizens. So, Nigeria, is it true that Nigeria have 14,000 Nigerians about to be deported from Germany? Yes, it is true, and not completely true. From those who have information on this, few of them have managed to kind of sneak on and then ask you a few questions. They said from time immemorial that whenever Africans run foul of the law of the countries outside Africa, whenever they are caught to be deported, they usually claim to be Nigerians. But most of these kind of people, they have no identification on them, either during their arrest or throughout their trial, what have you. So the problem will now be if somebody from Ghana or people from other African countries claim to be from Nigeria. Is that a common thing? Yes, it is. And that is why most of these countries cannot just bundle you and take you to any country you claim if they didn't find any identification on you. So what they usually do is this. They would approach the country that you claim to come from. They will approach your embassy, ask them to identify you, and help them issue you a travel document. Now, that travel document not necessarily would be a passport. Do you get that? And that travel document is going to be the kind of an agreement on the part of your country that they are willing to accept you back. Do you understand? Yeah. So Germany has been facing a huge pushback from Nigeria since the Buhari's days. The recent push they made towards Nigeria to accept initially they said Germany then issued identification to these individuals who claim to be Nigerians seeking asylum or probably facing deportation, kind of. So they were issued identification. Now, these identifications were issued by Germany, right? Believing that they are Nigerians, truly. But when it came to the point of, we want to deport some of them now, we are trying to deport social numbers, Nigeria will not issue travel documents. So between the two countries, in March, they sent a delegation to go and talk to Buhari. They were even offering that they would attach aid, okay, that if Nigeria was willing to take at least 5,000 of these people, right, that they were willing to add aids, like, okay, we'll give you maybe 10 million euro to support girl child education, or we'll give you 50 million euro to support, you know what I mean? Like, but just agree. So Nigeria, that is not willing to take them by issuing the travel document for them, did not cooperate with Germany. Their chancellor was in Nigeria about a week ago with very sizable delegation to meet with Tinubu. Now, when they met with him, from their own media report in Germany, they said when their chancellor met with Tinubu, Tinubu was making evasive remarks. He was not wholly agreeing to take these Nigerians. And the reason is because on the part of Nigeria, they don't believe 14,000 Nigerians are waiting to be deported from Germany. Now, how do you now differentiate them? Is for Nigeria to begin to interview these people. You know what I mean? Like, interview them. They will ask them questions that will make them know that, oh, you are Nigerian. And no, you are not. So that area of cooperation is what Germany is seeking. That will help them to prune down their planned deportation. And listen to me. Some people believe that, like I said, some believe they can't all be Nigerians. You get? And, you know, others believe that whether they are Nigerians or not, if Germany have 14,000 Africans that they want to deport from their country, that may just be the beginning, okay? Because, I mean, Germany is in Europe, right? Europe is next to Africa. It has been facing the massive surge of immigrants crossing channels and crossing desert and the rest of that. And in that process, they are now kind of, Germany could be the start, and it could be something that will be the decade, especially now that, especially now that Nigeria, the supposed giant of Africa, is now faced with the bleak future in the hands of these rogues who have captured the country. So if they want to begin to empty their countries, Germany may actually be the start, and nobody is safe. Another clarion call by other people who feel like, listen. So they said that Tinubu is evasing it. And he said, if they can prove that they are Nigerians and they have done well, which means they have cooperated with German, this or that, and they are like, ready to be deported, Nigeria would take them. But the truth of the matter is that Nigeria does not want to take any deported Nigerians. Here is this. If Germany will need to ship 14,000 people to Nigeria for violating immigration laws of their country, it will take them about 55 to 60 aircraft. And I'm talking about massive passenger carrier, you know what I mean? Aircraft. It's going to be a huge expenses on their part, and they are willing to. So for those of you who are in Nigeria, of course, somebody told me about those who somehow, no, I'll start with this. There are some of you who who escaped from Nigeria, okay? And you know why you left. You know what you saw. Some of you sold your properties in what you called a japa. Of course, here you are. Some of you have managed to what? To bridge the gap of any limitation wherever you are. You are now comfortable. Some are not. But for you to have left Nigeria, based on the economic woes, because of the criminals who are in charge of the place. You fear for your future. You want a better one, and you left Nigeria. After leaving Nigeria, you started claiming to love Nigeria from abroad by defending the same criminals that prompted your japa in the first place. I was so surprised that in this same UK, we have people that cannot go back to Nigeria, not because they don't want to, but simply because, number one, once they leave, they can never come back to this country. But yet, the same fear of going back to Nigeria that they fear so much is exactly this. The people who are the source of that fear are the same people they are defending, where they are currently hiding. Now, with Germany, we don't know the whole story of all the 14,000 people. Like I have said before, somebody told me something. You know what they said? They said there was this guy. There are many. There's this particular guy. Okay. When you are doing your charade election, APC, and they were flying their religious card, Muslim ticket, what do you call it? Their tribal card, my Lagos, not your Lagos. What do you call it? Yoruba Ronu and all of that stuff. Go back to your Biafra and all those things, right? When they were doing all of that, this guy was actively involved. But you know something? He was also planning his japa from that country. So eventually, he japad. So he's currently in the UK. So he ran away, knowing what was coming. And right now, he will be taking pictures, sending it on social media, and telling you he's probably planning to have a better life, showing that to those who are still trapped in that contraption, claiming to love Nigeria from abroad. And there are many like that, sowing the seed of religious division, tribal division, and every division they can to ensure that these criminals are in charge of your Nigeria today. Meanwhile, while they were doing that, they were planning to japa to leave Nigeria. Do you see that hypocrisy? Yeah, that is just on the side. But just so you know, we can wake up tomorrow here in the UK, where it has always been a source of political campaigns. I have lived here for nearly 12 years, right? So I can tell you, immigration, because there are other African countries, right? That Germany, and their chancellor, they have met. Those who have taken 200, 300, 150, or the smaller numbers. But now that of Nigeria, 14,000, shattered the whole room. We can wake up tomorrow in the UK, where the country with the massive immigration in the UK are the Asians. But guess those that are mostly the primary and easy targets, Africans. And when you say Africans, Nigerians. We can wake up tomorrow, all of our way, and give different kind of visas without any real plan. But you needed to japa from a country you said was working, but you are planning to move yourself and your family to Canada, to America, to UK, and all over the world to japa. But when people talk about the reason why you have to call out and ensure that the system that allows the criminals to be in charge of Nigeria, the best of Nigeria are outside Nigeria. The worst of Nigeria are those in charge of Nigeria. This is affecting everyone, including yourself, but you live in denial. We can wake up tomorrow and they will tell all of you, you no longer have any visa here. Yeah. You know, it's so rainy now. There are so many jackpots right now. In their hundreds of thousands and tens of millions as we speak. Different countries are making a kill in Nigeria through Nigeria's economic woes. Do you get that? So if Germany, for some reason, decided that 14,000 Nigerians in their country violated their immigration law and all of that, well. There's another one who is also a very, what do you call it? They call them the Ronu Nazis, the fascists, the ones that, you know, if you are not for Kolu, you understand, you are either Omoali or you should what? Go back to Biafra. In that same one Nigeria, that one too was shouting there. And now he's being tracked. You know what happened? He also was applying to JAPA, but his own JAPA is visiting visa. He got to the country and he started calling people. Sorry, how can I get dependent visa? How can I get, you know what I mean? Now he didn't want to go back to that Nigeria. The same Nigeria that APC, Egbekegbe, has made great, and it's going to be great because we exposing the criminals, putting that and keeping that in your subconscious mind. They said now our wish is the reason why Nigeria is not working, not because of what those criminals are doing. So as you are planning to sell your properties, I advise you to sit down and think well. Sell your properties to Japa because majority of you are going to Japada, not because you want to, but because they don't want you. And it's going to get worse. So their papers are now saying Germany is currently at a dilemma, a crossroad. They don't know what to do because they cannot just bring in people into Nigeria and dump them. Tifnumbu and APC, they announced to the people and they said the German chancellor came to Nigeria to come and discuss power solution, to come and discuss extractive industry, how they are going to extract Nigeria natural resources, and Nigeria is going to make $780 billion annually from Germany. Really? Meanwhile, they only came to come and see if Kolu is going to play game. And they confirmed that today. So how that is probably going to end is yet to be seen. But you need to know. Germany is not giving us full disclosure. They are not giving full disclosure. And I bet since this is now getting kind of more attention, you are going to get more. But 14,000 Nigerians rounded up. They have been given ID card, though. Some of them may be watching my video right now from that Germany because they are not like they lock them up in a place in this country. Once they take your fingerprints and they give you ID, say asylum card, they will tell you to start, to be signing every day. You'll be going there every day. There's going to be a center. You go there, you sign, okay, every week. In fact, they may even be giving you money. Yes, they will be giving you welfare. They will give you a house to stay. You have a card to collect money every week and every month to pay for anything you want. And they will tell you your case is still being determined. Some of these people, they have lawyers. They believe that their cases are still pending. But meanwhile, Germany has already rounded them up. One day you will just have to go and sign. You will not go back home. Yes, it happened to somebody I know here. And maybe I should tell you, before you do your japa, look at the world politics. Look at the state of the world today. Before you decide to sell your properties, move your family to anywhere in the world, think of where the world is going to be in the next 5 years. Where is Nigeria going to be in the next 5 years? Where the options see. before your japa turn to japada. A very close friend back then. Back then, I didn't have any papers myself. Like I wasn't official resident of the UK at the time. I just came from Nigeria with my visiting visa. Then I met this guy. He's been kind of is a relative of a diplomat. He came to this country as a student with a diplomatic connection, and a diplomat working here from Poland to the UK. You get that? So he was like a diplomat, kind of a relative himself. Then their relative, their diplomat relative, got sort of sacked. It was a political appointment, a job that came, a job from a political appointment, So he was on his own. Then what happened? He was living illegally here. But something happened. It wasn't because they kind of stopped him or did any, or no, he didn't kind of commit any crime. He was drunk. Then he peed in the open, and the police saw him as drunk, and they were like, hey, you can't pee there. So they decided to kind of put him in a taxi, because that peeing in public like that is just about 60 pounds. It's a fine. You get fined 50 pounds or 60 pounds. But he was drunk. Then he became kind of unruly and sort of arguing and all that. He was drunk. So the police was then trying to help him to get a taxi. Tell us your address. Tell us your address. And he couldn't pronounce his address. That means he was dead drunk. So what did they do? They had to, for his own safety, they put him in their van. So putting him in their van, he considered that they were arresting him. So he went more violent and all of that. So they reported that as he was being violent, but they couldn't get his name or his address. So they put him in their cell. So it was when they put him in their cell, right? So before they put him in their cell, they got his wallet. And then that's when they got his name. Somehow, when my friend woke up the following morning, the immigration were the one who woke him up. And they just said, we have some questions for you. That was his journey to deportation camp. But he had a chance. Yeah, you could go to courts and all of that stuff and fight it. That is what their system does in this country or in this part of the world. They will allow you to fight it. But when it is political, while you are fighting it, they will just remove the rug under your foot. And that's it. So my friend was fighting his case. And before we know it, that was the moment I met him. So before we knew it, right, they gave him a card. He started trying to claim asylum and all of that stuff. They gave him a card. And myself, that was kind of like, hustling here and there then at the time. He was collecting money. And to us, that's it. Maybe God wanted you to be arrested and then we opened we just felt like that. We thought it was going to be like, one day he went there to sign. He had to go there every week to sign that he's still there, he's still in the country and all of that stuff. One day he went, and that's the end of it. That was the end of it. So as you are watching this video as well, right? The people we are talking about in Germany, they are like normal people who probably didn't commit any crime other than, as they said, violated their immigration status. Many of you who left Nigeria as students under Bokuwari to escape Nigeria, and you found yourself in Germany, you have finished your education, and then transferring transferring to a resident or whatever. I don't know the rule. I'm just trying to imagine what could be the issue here. Because 14,000 Nigerians can be criminals in Germany, and it won't be It won't be a worldwide thing right now. That okay, 14,000 that's impossible. So to those of you who escaped from Nigeria, hiding somewhere right now, trying to regularize yourself, and even in that state, you are still supporting the criminals in Nigeria. Now look at it. You are going to get caught up. Nobody is going to escape this. That you have left Nigeria and Nigeria didn't leave you, you could get caught in all of this. Whether, I mean, including those who are even innocent. Or I'm talking to those of you who left Nigeria because of what you saw as the weapon fashioned against you, against your future. And then you escaped. Now you are in a place that is safer, where you can cool your head and plan your life. And you are still there, using the little you have to propagate the support for the criminals in Nigeria. You see, karma will catch up with you too. And it's just unfortunate that when the evil people are being punished, so we read, innocents can also share in it, unfortunately. And to those of you who are watching me from Germany, like I said, we would love to hear from you because it is so huge and Nigeria is not interested. No. And going forward, you know, I have said this many times and I have been proven right many times. But because Nigeria and Nigerians, majority of them are emotional wreck. Some says Nigerians and then the majority of Nigerians, they don't have emotional intelligence. And if you say that to them, because they are educated or they have big vocabulary, or they can speak big grammars and English, trust me. But majority of them lack emotional intelligence. Some of them, the moment you are having an intelligent conversation, they will quickly, from nowhere, drop God inside it to water it down and quickly digress. And if you dare try say, leave God out of it, you are going to see the other side. Unfortunately. Therefore, the Stockholm syndrome, which everyone believes that Nigerians are suffering from generation to generation, that no matter how much hardship they face in the hands of a group of rogues, they will always have a place to forgive them and adjust to any other hardship. Trust me, that is also a very correct statement. But Stockholm syndrome or not Stockholm syndrome, when you feel the shege of Nigeria, there is no amount of grammar, there is no amount of bulababala blue that is going to change white to blue or blue to white. Even if they try to bleach it, there is no way if it don't happen to you. Nigeria is a place that we kind of agree that it is a crime scene, a place that the people have been conquered and then forced to submission, unfortunately. Nigeria, that now that you have those who have captured your country, I said that they cannot conduct elections. It's not a coincidence. It is intentional. So, if they call elections, if you don't have bulletproof body or 2 lives, you should not delve into their war they call election. And it is going to keep getting worse and worse. It's war. And they believe if you don't have the mind, don't join us. Dog eat dog, kind of. And Nigerians themselves as well, a lot of them have grown insensitive or desensitized from some things that will shut countries down, except Nigeria. 25 people killed. Another 25 people. 3 policemen have been killed and over 20 people have been slaughtered in Kogi when the police brought in DSS and police brought hammer tank to the house of the opposition candidates. You see, that's one thing about this issue of Kogi. Kogi is not easy. Desensitized Nigerians. That is Yeye Bello's place now. We all know that Yeye Bello is a madman. Anybody that want to contest against Yeye Bello's candidate in Kogi, they must be strong. Desensitized Nigerians. But they just killed 20 people. I know. If it is that guy too, himself go do him. But Nigerian politics is not easy. These are the people who are victims of the same. Nigeria politics is not easy. A place where criminals are harming themselves. Cultists, murderers are recruiting young people. They are giving them guns to gain power. And then when they gain the power, they abandon the people because they never voted for them. You see that same people that they have abandoned, it thrills them. It don't. During the 2023 charade that they called elections, in Kogi State, for example, Yeye Bello, who is the governor, the one that failed to use the resources of Kogi people for Kogi State for the Kogi people. You know what he did on the day of election? He brought in 2 excavators. And they started digging the main roads, the 2 main roads to a constituency. And guess what he said? He said they needed to dig the road to prevent the invasion of a Fulani terrorist on the day of election, just to make sure that the electoral materials never gets to the location. At the same time, if they manage to get there, they never get out. He now mounted different thugs along the routes on the day of elections. INEC still declared results, even though the lady went to court and he eventually won in court and he's been sworn in as a senator now. But that's happened. That is an election in Nigeria. In Nigeria, when they cried out that they are having an election, which is actually war, they will tell you, we are drafting 50,000 policemen, 40,000 soldiers, 20,000 DSS and civil defense. It's an election. And initially you would think they were sending those security men to prevent the politically armed thugs from stopping people from exercising their rights, their franchise. But a lot of Nigerians, at least those who still have their brains intact, they have come to agree with us that it was all just charade. When you see truck or trucks of military coming to your place during elections, they are not coming to protect you. They are coming to protect the riggers, their thugs with their guns, and then to prevent you from stopping them. That means when you notice they are rigging you, the expected thing to do is to run to the soldiers. But what do you do, or what do you say when the soldiers themselves are the ones who are guiding the terrorists that are burning your ballot papers? Ballot papers will be destroyed. Ballot boxes will be burnt. INEC will see announced results from those places, and they will tell them to go to courts. 3 days ago, Yeye Bello, who is the outgoing governor of Kogi, has appointed this guy as his own successor. Take a look.
We want to assure you that I am a bushman of the dome. I am a married woman. I am responsible.
I want women and youth to come out in mass, to vote in mass, and I appreciate the Almighty Allah to making this cause possible to us today.
That's the husband, Ododo. That's the wife. The two that Yeye Bello will hand over Kogi State to. But they say, God, we won't bless you. It no go stress you. People who are coming to make your life better, they won't take the lives of the people. So here is the story. I'm still going to Imo State. And Bayelsa, the story is the same. People are campaigning. Everybody is, you see crowd everywhere. We will challenge them, we will beat them, we will do this or that, as if to say they will. They know, or they don't know they won't. Abi? Because of Stockholm Syndrome. The same Hypocrisy is the one conducting this war. And they know you can all go to court and end there. But killing people, killing the policemen, here is the story. They have 3 major political parties that have presented candidates in Kogi State: APC, PDP, SDP. Now, SDP and APC, they were together before these elections. They were supposed to be friends. They were in the same APC before the guy moved to SDP, since Yeye Bello already had his anointed candidate, Ododo. So, for PDP, that is Canary Dino. And I don't know how true this is yet, but there is a report that Labour Party, they have endorsed Canary Dino. So it is now 3-horse race. But Yeye Bello seems to be more interested in that SDP guy. So what happened? 2 nights ago, they said they received reports that some political thugs, they were in the house of the DG campaign. That is the Director General of their governorship campaign, SDP. They said DSS received reports that there were some political thugs doing a meeting at the DG campaign's house. So what did Dr. Stupid Service, what did they do? DSS demobilized troop. they brought in armored tanky, armored personnel carrier, APC. You know that thing where they get long, you know now, where they use for war. Armored personnel carrier. They move them, they move tank, they move everybody, and they move straight to the DG's house. Baba, bo. Before they know it, 3 policemen attached to the SDP campaign. They don't lule. Police, DSS. They wanted to stop political thugs who are meeting. They brought armored tank. They killed 3 policemen on the spot and 20 other people, while others received different. They are having an election in they are having an election this week